imagine there's just so many pivotal people in the history of, not just music, but like, in cinema too. And imagine if it's like, well, we did the voting and the people have spoken. Danzig is king of New Jersey.
Yeah. Look.
Not Frank Sinatra.
Fuck Tony Soprano. It's Glenn Danzig.
Not Tony Soprano. Not Kevin Smith.
Our anti-vax king, Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, our very pilled king, Glenn Danzig.
This movie doesn't have a tagline. Fuck Glenn Danzig. Welcome to I Hope You Suffer. This is episode 307 of I Hope You Suffer. I'm Duke Von Wayne.
Oh, shit. I'm Julian Sands' last role.
Count Holiday.
Brutal.
And we're here with Bad Bathory himself. King of New Jersey.
I don't even get a choice.
Yeah, you have to be Danzig.
I'm him.
Look, it's either that or you're Eli Roth. Who would you fucking rather be?
1000% would rather be Bad Bathory.
Yeah.
Bad Bathory is not Danzig. He is his own character.
Yes, correct.
Quite striking similarities.
Dylan has joined us to talk about fucking Death Rider in the House of Vampires.
Yeah,
Finally.
More like Dumbwaiter in the House of Vampires.
Just fucking true. We're talking cinema this week, folks. This is
Katie's conspicuously not here, so you know they broke out the good stuff.
This is what
my
Nicole,
first time back on the internet doing a thing like this in a long time, and it's for. I imagine that the mindset was just like, oh, we're gonna watch this. Oh, I better text Dylan. He's from New Jersey.
I was like, Kit, you mind renting a movie? And he's like, no, I'm down. And I was like, all right. Fucking Danzig shitty movies out.
Yes,
and
Death Rider.
I was like,
oh, Christ.
I'll see if Dylan's available. If not, it'll just be us. So
here I am.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, I probably would have watched it just because.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It was not 90 minutes well spent, I would say.
No.
I gotta say, maybe he should stop doing this.
I thought you were about to break out a defense, but that's a good bit of advice for Glenn.
I will say, I have a couple good things to say about the movie, and then a lot of shitty things.
It's the two times Danzig said "hell yeah."
Oh my god! Okay,
hell yeah.
I'm glad that you also found that very funny because I had to rewind
Delightful.
And film it and send it to a friend because he's not even like, hell yeah, like I'm Bad Bathory. He's like, hell yeah. He just sounds like a hit.
It was so dudes rock.
It's
like the voice they do when you make fun of like George Bush Jr. just being like, hey, hell yeah.
His acting in this movie is like any clip I've seen of him from like the last, I don't know, regular sort of Danzig music tours where he's just out of breath all the time. So he's constantly just delivering things where like all of his dialogue's like, hell yeah, what, hey, Ryder, talk to Kid Vampire Rock over here. Like, I was like, God damn it, dude. Like,
plus the teeth. Like, throw the teeth into the mix.
No one in this fucking movie can talk with these teeth in. Danny Trejo sounds like fucking garbage in this movie.
He has it's like not quite a lisp.
Yeah, it's
I don't really know what to call the sound effect other than like, I don't know, it's as if he got cursed with like really big teeth and just never did anything about them. And he's just like, he adds like a lisp to Gringo, which is like the only thing he yells in this movie. He's just like, Gringo! Gringo! Which makes me think that Danzig has one perception of what Mexicans can say, which is Gringo.
I was baffled that like the first bit of dialogue in this movie is essentially Danny Trejo just yelling "Gringo" over and over and over again.
The beginning of this movie could have been its own movie.
it was just a music video. Okay, so this is the thing. This is one of the things that I was like baffled by, especially when like Danny Trejo started talking, where I was like, "How did you not go back and do like any ADR to fix this?" It's like, so
he doesn't know what that is yet.
Yeah, probably
Give
not.
him like
2 more
3
movies. Shane went and saw this on the night we had like this huge fucking storm and like flooding in New Jersey. And he was like, yeah, it was like I was questioning all of my life choices as I'm sitting in this empty theater watching this garbage movie and getting like text messages that are like, please shelter in place, massive flooding happening, and he's like, I gotta fucking drive home after this. So I was texting him as I was watching it. I got like 15 minutes into the movie and I was like, Shane, how did you almost die to see this fucking garbage ass movie?
Not worth it at all.
And he was like, he was telling me like all that shit I just said, and he was like, is the first like 5 minutes of this movie still completely silent? And I was like, no, there's like some song in it, like, you know, some generic Danzig sort of country tinged song where he keeps saying Death Rider over and over and over again. And he was like, oh, when I saw it, there was no song. It was just silence until Danny Trejo. And I was
that's
like,
really funny. That's
brutal.
Weird. It's like they put out an unfinished cut of the movie.
That's what I was like, I meant to like ask after that, and I just like, it got to be like, I was like 1 o'clock at work and I was like, trying to bother him. Where I was like, I want to know if like anything else, like I wonder if the special effects got slightly better or something like through like in like a post production after it was in theaters, because like this came out in theaters in like 2021.
I can't believe he didn't market the DVD release as like,
I know,
Death Rider Special Edition or something shit like that.
Do you think it took 3 years for him to just add that one song?
Probably.
Like he was just trying to figure out how to do that.
Because Kid and I were talking before we started recording how like our immediate thoughts at the beginning of this movie was like, oh, Danzig actually sounds like he could sing on this.
He doesn't sound like dog shit here.
Literally was
it sounded
like,
better than his Elvis album.
Yeah, it sounds like better.
I still think that Roy Orbison's probably turning in his grave, but you know.
it sounds better than almost anything he's done since like Danzig 6. And like I was like, okay, this is probably like an old track, and I was like, well, I don't know. He probably like maybe he just spent fucking 2 years.
He doesn't sound that good.
No,
all he had to say was Death Rider.
I know.
Yeah,
but like I especially after hearing some of those Elvis songs, I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe he still kind of got it when he's in the studio.
It rocked so hard going to see fucking Misfits on Halloween, and Danzig like sang maybe 40% of the music and just let the crowd sing the rest.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's amazing.
I swear, everyone I know who's gone to that, like, oh, you don't understand, they're so fucking good. And I was like, I don't believe you, because they were shitty when they were like 20s as a live band.
It was fun, but it wasn't fun because Danzig's fucking good.
I've seen the Misfits only once at Psycho Las Vegas when they replaced Megadeth the one year, and I had fun, but I would not say it was a good show because who was it? Doyle's like guitar rig, Jerry like slid out on his knees and basically like bowled over it and just broke like half of it. So Doyle had to like go. The show just stopped, like fully just stopped for a while. It was so insane. They had another guitar player. I was like, for what? And hands down the easiest money that Dave Lombardo's ever made. Just he's probably just like he's just like he could do the sleeping. Like
right.
And Danzig, I will say, did sing 75 to 80% of the songs, I would say, and just asked for the choruses. But he started running out of juice around song 6, and it was an hour. Like it was an hour plus.
God, I do not want to hear the Misfits for a fucking hour. Like. That's why those albums are so good, is they're like 24 minutes. Like that's terrible.
It was just, and it was very funny too, because I was relayed a message from somebody else who was at a friend of mine who was at the festival, who was friends with somebody in one of the bands who I guess like came up like after the Misfits, and they were talking about it, and he was like, "Did you like?" He goes, "And I was watching it. And I just said, is this good?" And I just thought that was pretty funny. So not naming names, but that gave me a good laugh.
I can't imagine. Like, I understand being like, it was fun to see them, but there's no way it's good. Like, there's no way.
Well, why don't you go? You can go see them with when they toured Behemoth.
Hard pass.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear that. I saw that, and I'm like, didn't this happen already? I don't know.
Just just the fucking shittiest people touring together all the time. I am hard pressed to think of a band with like a worse group of people than the Misfits at this point. Because everyone in that band just seems like a massive dickhead, except for like Dave Lombardo, but I don't count him as an actual Misfits member.
Of course, he's just I mean, I saw Dave Lombardo opening up at LPR, and I was just like, wow, I forgot that he was even in this little band, and this is insane. Why is he wearing a Hawaiian shirt? This is crazy.
That's what he gets for working with fucking Mike Patton for so long, is he's got to get those button-up fucking flowery shirts now.
Yeah, he's got a whole collection of Hawaiian shirts. Tommy Bahama shirts.
Question. The only thing that I was excited about with this movie was to see if it was better or worse than Jonah Hex. What do you think? Better or worse? I thought Jonah Hex was way more funny bad than this. This was just like everyone was
boring bad.
Boring bad. Just nothing really.
I'm gonna say Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex by a mile.
So this
somehow
unbelievably.
A lot of stress. Not a good movie.
My takeaway from this, watching it, was that like it's somehow better and worse than Veronica at the same time. Yeah. Where like he's clearly like learned a little bit about filmmaking in between, right? He made his first movie, and there's
he almost watched a movie one time.
There's like some
if I just copy this movie, it'll be good.
Like this looks like a better movie, but I think he's more suited towards the short stories, where like this just drags because like it's boring. He doesn't really have anything to say outside of just like, hey, I like westerns and vampire movies, and that's all this is. And like, I think the only reason I think this seems like a better movie, and my theory is just that there's set design, as opposed to Veronica, everything takes place in just a badly lit, like, cinder block warehouse. And so,
like the saloon.
Yeah, like, and so like
it doesn't look particularly good, like not lived in at all.
No, but like there's like
that incredible scene where like the woman's leading fucking Devon Sawa through the house or whatever, and it's clearly just like a modern house.
Oh yeah,
that they didn't do anything to. Like he just goes through a modern like built in 2004 hallway.
Like it doesn't look good. But like, there's shit to look at in the background. Whereas in like at least my memory of Veronica is everything is just like bare walls. That shit where they're just like, I'll just throw a movie poster up. It'll look like someone lives here, kind of thing.
I mean, I watched it pretty recently, and yeah, it has a very like. I guess it's okay because the things are like shorter, but everything is just like he looks at his own comics and goes, I really like the way the background of this is a fuzzy green. We're gonna make everything fuzzy green in the background of this. Fill it with smoke. I don't want to see shit. And you're like, you realize that's just the comic book artist not wanting to draw a background. Duh, I want it to look just like this. Like he's clearly not a filmmaker.
No. And go ahead, kid.
I'll say I like the idea that Danzig just has no concept of how anything is made or how anything works. So just like, I want that.
I mean, he's probably had like a life for at least 20 years in that, like, especially that like late 80s through the 90s period where he just kind of was just like, hey, I want this thing, and just like got it, and shit would get done. So like, I'm sure his process of making those Veronica comics was just like, hey, I want to make this fucked up story with lots of tits, and somebody's like, all right, I guess I'll draw it. So like, yeah, like I think this like this works better from like a filmmaker standpoint, but it's still shitty. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
the acting is atrocious in this. To the point that I literally was like, Eli Roth is somehow the best actor in this movie, and he's fucking terrible.
Yeah, he's so obnoxious. I have a pitch. I think you can recycle this movie. I think that you make one of those FMV games, like from back in the 90s, and chop this up and then slap like a filter over it to make it look like Phantasmagoria or Harvester, one of those games, and, you know, add some point and click environments, some bad dialogue options, and I think you could save it. But alas, that's not going to fucking happen, because you just have this, and, you know, Danzig would just be like, what? I don't know how that works. Does that work for a Macintosh?
I still
Like,
have.
he still calls it a Macintosh.
Yeah, that's because it's the last computer he bought.
Does it work with DOS?
I'm 100% convinced that, like, one night he watched From Dusk Till Dawn and was like, I'm gonna make that. And then just like, this is what fucking came from it.
Yeah.
Or he just decided to remake, like, the worst Mario Bava movie. Like, you know, just something that Bava cooked together and, like, was just like, yeah, sure, this is the third movie I'm making while shooting these other two.
I was so offended when I read that, like, his fucking, like, the people he looked up to make this movie was Mario Bava and Sergio Leone, and I was like, how dare you?
Oh my god. If either one of them were alive and saw this, they would just spit on it. They'd be like, go fuck yourselves.
Literally, all he did is, like, you know, he was just like, well, they put color in some of those movies, so I'm gonna make this as Argento as possible and just put fucking just blue and purple fucking, like, filter lights in any scene with Julian Sands.
I mean, at least there wasn't, you know, I just remember in Veronica, the spider guy. I just remember there's a shot where, like, there's just a giant fucking, like, jagged hole in the costume's crotch, and I'm like, did nobody like review this before you edited it? Like, you just have a broken costume on, dude. Like, at least there's not that in the movie.
I'm at least thankful that he didn't cast himself as Ryder.
I agree.
Because that's what I thought this was going to be. And it would, like, after seeing his, like, maybe 10 minutes of screen time, I was like, thank God someone maybe talked him out of doing that, because you know that was the fucking original option.
You know, there's a world where somehow the cast rebels against Danzig and just kills him, and this is a good movie. Because, you know, I like Devon Sawa. We just watched the Chucky series, and he's great in that. Like, he could be convincing as a quote-unquote Death Rider or some kind of dark cowboy. He's in the hands of a gifted filmmaker, like, perhaps.
He's not terrible in this. He's got nothing to do.
Yeah, he has nothing to do.
He seems bored.
His
he seems
entire
very bored
character is, like, brooding and, like, barely delivering any dialogue. So he's just kind of there. And then he
introduces himself a lot. He's like,
I'm Ryder.
He goes, I'm Death Rider, but people call me Ryder.
Like, him and Julian Sands being in this and having just fucking nothing to do is such a bummer. And then it's like, Eli Roth gets a fucking whole scene to just chew the scenery and be terrible in. Apparently Fred Armisen was in this somewhere, and I missed him.
Fred Armisen is, I think, when it is revealed that it is indeed a house full of vampires, I believe he is the first one to, like, reveal himself. I think he might kill one of the, is it the Saska twins? Is that the last name?
I saw that.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, of course these fucking Nazi adjacent fucking nightmare people are in this Danzig movie.
Yeah, I think he kills one of them or some girl. I don't know. And he kind of does, like, you know how in, like, the old vampire movies they would always have them do the thing with the eyes and just be like, ah,
yeah.
And then they, like, and just, like, kind of hold the pose for a sec. He does that, and it's one of the better parts, I suppose. He doesn't have to talk. I don't know. I'm assuming this is how he paid Danzig back for casting him in Portlandia.
Danzig, like, I bet him and Danzig probably got along, and Danzig was like, hey, come do this bit part in my movie. And he was probably like, oh my God, I'm absolutely doing that.
And then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm spending 40 minutes on set.
More than
max.
I could only assume, as I saw the one of those twins get bit in the neck and was just too dumbfounded at how fucking shitty the fake blood looked in this movie.
Terrible.
I was just like, missed him completely, because I was like, the first time someone gets bit, the vampire bites her on the neck, pulls away, puts his head on the other side of her neck, so you can see this long fucking shot of blood just spurting out, where it's just like not thick looking or dark red, it's just this like very thin see-through red, where I was like, this looks like shit. Why are you filming this for so long? Why is the vampire bite and then just let it all spill everywhere and not drink any of it? What are you doing?
That's all they had the budget for, was that one spurt, so they had to make it really count.
It just looked like whoever got bit just like grew a little nipple on their neck, and it was just like just like squirting the blood out of it. They looked bad. You could see where it was like adhered to the neck. It was really awful. Did you see Lee Ving?
Yes, I did. I saw his name in the credits and was like, I thought he was dead.
Nope, he's just extremely old.
Oh my god.
Oh man, was it a Fear opened whenever I saw Misfits, and he was up there singing, and he just like, he sounded great, but he just stood there and he looked like he could die at any moment.
I can't imagine being like probably
swapping out with Biden.
Like, yeah, probably being in your 80s and trying to go play those songs on stage, and I would just be like, this is exhausting. I'm retired.
And like Danzig probably was like, hey Lee, don't go too crazy out there, because I gotta go out there too.
Just fucking let Lee Ving be president. Who cares at this point?
It's fine.
Yeah. Obviously, all we need is 80-year-olds running the country. Doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take any notes on plot because fucking...
There's
I didn't
not
know there
much.
was one.
Essentially,
Yeah.
Devon Sawa's character shows up with a virgin that plot point goes absolutely nowhere with.
You don't know why he has a virgin. It's like he's trying to get into the order, but they don't really get into that, and something to do with like his sister being killed. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Just not a lot happens in the movie.
I was baffled that she was still alive at the end, because I feel like shouldn't she have gotten eaten like immediately by like these vampires, because they're very fucking dead set on like, oh, is she pure, whatever, and then she's just still alive, like, I don't know, a day later in this place overrun with vampires.
But then you wouldn't be able to see the amazing CGI of all the vampires burning up after they get staked. That like pissed me off too, that they just used extraordinarily just like gaseous, well, I guess it was gaseous, but garish effects to show the vampires, like, and I'm just like, so like no goo, no wax, no like nothing. We're just gonna go.
It somehow looked as bad and better than I thought it would. Like,
yeah, the silver looks pretty bad. Like the molten silver looks.
Oh my god, that shit was incredible when he's pouring that molten silver down whatever vampire's throat. And I was like, man, somebody spent 5 minutes making this. It's just.
Did you also find that like a lot of the time the actors' heads were being cut off by the top of the screen, at least in my version, which it doesn't surprise me because Danzig was one of the DPs on this, so he just doesn't know how to like frame a shot at all. And then there's just some other times where like people are just walking in front of what I assume is the lighting rig that's like literally just off screen, and they're just being lit from another angle. So there's just this awful artificial lighting, like. There's not even like an aged filter on it. You know what I mean? Like they don't even do that. They do that in the credits, which are fucking an hour and a half long too.
I'm convinced that the only bits of cinematography, because I got so excited when I saw Danzig was credited as a cinematographer in this. I was like, fuck yes. Like, I'm convinced the only things that he can take credit for is any fucking zoom in or zoom out from someone's face that goes on for way too long. Because
the one with Julian Sands.
Yeah. So the other,
I looked down at my phone like when that started, and then I like looked back up and I said, "Oh shit!" I think maybe the movie fucked up on the streaming app I use because its name rhymes with Lex, And lo and behold, it was not stuck. It was not buffering. It was just going. And I was like, wow. I was just fully not paying attention. It's still just Julian Sands hanging out.
Oh, yeah, the scene where he's
That's
just
cinema.
like staring off, and you're just like, the fuck's going on? And then it's like after like 45 seconds, like his hand just comes up and like touches his forehead, then it like cuts. So the other cinematographer is got 10 credits on Letterboxd, and all of them except for one, I would bet any money are Sci-Fi Channel movies, because it's like Shark Week, Tomb Invader, Shockwave. He has what I'm assuming is like a Hallmark or Lifetime Christmas movie under his credits. Like, this guy does not have he clearly has credits where like Danzig was probably like, we have 2 weeks to make this movie. He was like, I could do that. I've done this a bunch of times before. And that's probably why everything looks like shit. Except for weird, long fucking zoom shots that Danzig was just like, this is going to look so fucking cool. What if we just sit on this lady getting burnt by the sun for 4 minutes and just screaming while I put real shitty like Winamp effects over it?
That whole scene was egregiously bad, I thought. Just the worst green screen effect. No sense of depth whatsoever.
It looks
terrible.
It looks like every like mid 2000s sort of like R&B music video where someone's supposed to be riding a bike in the desert, but it's clearly they're just on a green screen.
Or like the Creed music video when
Yes.
he's like falling down the fucking mountain and he just like lands very, very softly without any damage. It's like that. It's like, now in this scene, Scott, you'll be falling, but don't act like you're falling because you're also singing.
The fucking like I have so many questions about like how silver affects these vampires, because it's like some of them they just explode fucking immediately. This lady, well, I guess this lady was in the sun, so it's not silver, but she takes for fucking ever to like burn and explode. The one lady gets a fucking silver stake to her heart and is like that for at least 30 minutes, and they just pull it out. She's fine. But some people like get shot with a bullet and explode immediately.
Well, then there's like the dancer who I suppose ingested some of the extremely subtly added silver powder to the bottle of whiskey. That scene was hilarious because he just is like doing it not even under like the counter of the bar. He's like holding it up to the bar and just like looking around, just being like, it's like Looney Tunes shit. Like he's just like, no one will see this. Tap, 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 tap. You may as well have just like fucking chugged the shit in there, just dumped it right in. And then he's like, here, have some of this. And then for some reason, one of the other ones just explodes, but you never see her consume the shit. And it's like, is this stuff all timed to go off at the same? I don't know. It was inane. It was just, none of it was well thought out.
He clearly could have just put silver into a fucking shot glass and be like, hey, free drinks. And just
right.
Or like spelled silver backwards.
I was also baffled by like the sound and look of every fucking bullet shot. Like every time a gun is shot in this movie, where it just looks like Danzig went to like Odd Lots and bought fucking cap guns.
And he still squints every time like one goes off. Like he probably like lets out a little fart every time like thing goes off because he gets scared.
I was so confused for about the last 20 minutes of this movie because I was like, I remember seeing him get shot. Where did he go? And he apparently just fucking bails.
Disappears. He's such a fucking coward.
He
doesn't even like have the fucking guts to stick around.
I think he was dead set that this was going to be profitable and like
have a sequel.
Yeah, well beloved, that he was like, I'm gonna be the main bad guy in the next movie. I'm gonna be like, and we're gonna have a fucking sick Western vampire movie where I'm just chasing down fucking Ryder. And I was like, dude, you would be horrendous in anything more than the screen time you had in this movie.
He would be even less threatening than
Julian Sands.
No, I was going to say he would be even less threatening than Steven Seagal in the Machete movie, which is maybe the most unintimidating big villain
I don't know.
ever.
I've seen the footage of Steven Seagal beating up some like 9-year-olds in a fucking karate match.
Current
yeah,
Steven
yeah,
Seagal?
the ones where like they show him where like his entire move is just like sidestepping a little bit, and like the person just flips like
18
way
feet.
over exaggerated.
Yeah. Like flip on their own. He's doing none of the actual work to flip them himself.
It just looks like there's a bear wearing a Steven Seagal suit now.
You know how sick it would be to see Danzig direct Steven Seagal in a movie.
Oh man, I want to see it happen.
Death Rider 2.
It would
Like,
just
apparently Danzig is like fucking supposed to be super good at like Muay Thai or some shit, and I was like, it's 100% just looks like any time I've seen Steven Seagal in the last 30 years do anything. God, a Danzig fucking kung fu movie would be incredible.
make it happen.
Just imagine how shitty that choreography would be.
Start siphoning off your Patreon money to make that happen.
Yeah, Danzig, here's $300. Get it done.
Hope it helps.
Yeah. I could make this happen. I'll call my good friend Steven Seagal. God, I want that to happen so bad now. That would be so sick.
I'm gonna call my best friend. All right, I hate him too.
I've seen Miami.
I'll ruin that friendship too.
Me and Steven Seagal are gonna make fucking Miami Connection sequel. They also.
Oh my god! No,
Danzig,
we can't sully that.
Danzig covering that fucking friendship song.
Oh my god. That I need.
That would be amazing. Yeah, this movie sucks.
It's not good.
I as I was watching it, I was like, at least so like the opening, which it takes forever, but like when it's just like the cinematography like out in actual like desert, I was like, I got my hopes up. I was like, oh, maybe this might be good, because like this kind of looks good. This song's not terrible. Like maybe Danzig actually did learn something, because a lot of people I know that saw this in a theater were kind of like, well, like it's not good, but like it's clear Danzig like learned something while making Veronica. And I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much, but like maybe this might be like watchable. And so that first scene's happening, and I was like, okay, like I could get on board with this. And then Danny Trejo showed up, and I was like, nope, I am out.
Yeah, it torpedoes pretty hard. I kind of had the same feeling, and then I don't know, maybe after about like 5 minutes of the horse, I'm just like, and also just like that tracking shot that looked at the woman's ass just clearly going down. I was like, okay, we get it, and it does make me think perhaps that there was going to be maybe more to this movie, and they were like, yeah, we'll just cut this stuff down and use it where we want to, whatever. And I think they realized, oh, our movie's like an hour long, we got to leave in all the tracking shots of you on the horse, which I also assume is probably not Devon Sawa. It's probably like a stunt double who knows how to ride a horse.
I find it hard to believe that there's any stunt doubles in this movie.
They went real like Shaw Brothers about it and just put like people in horrible situations.
Like, I would be curious to see, like, I've always kind of, I wonder, I don't know if Rob Zombie's done this yet or not, where I've always said, like, I feel like it'd be interesting to see Rob Zombie, like, make a movie where he's just the director, and is it, like, director, screenwriter, editor, all that shit, where he's just directing someone else's story, and, like, see how that goes, where he isn't just, like, making all the decisions and being like the only person, just being sort of like surrounded by people being like, yeah, whatever you say, boss. And like, I wonder if Danzig just straight up directing a movie, doesn't write the script, isn't allowed to fucking edit it, just directs it. And I would be curious if he could like actually direct something well in like a scenario where he's just not having to make every fucking decision. Because, like...
0% chance.
I don't know.
I think there's a... I will finish, but I think I know why it wouldn't work.
I don't know. I wonder if he directs his music videos for, like, the last little bit. Because I guess I haven't seen, like, a music video since probably, like, Danzig 5. And, like, I don't know. I wonder if, like, he could actually, like, pull something off solely because like, he clearly watches a lot of movies. He's made a bunch of music videos, so he's got, like, I would assume some knowledge in his head on how this is done. Like, I will say, like, I couldn't have made this, but I also wouldn't have tried because I'm not fucking delusional that I can make it like he seems to be. Well,
I think that...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just wrapping up, you know.
I think the difference is that, like, Rob Zombie to me seems like somebody who understands how a movie is made, and so he has a lot of influence on what he makes, but he clearly employs a lot of, like, people who work in the industry, and he knows how to, like, get a movie shot, and he knows how to hire it. Like, he doesn't do the DP stuff, but he's like, I want this, and he'll get someone who can work with him, you know. And I just think that that's probably him being just slightly more of a, like, tactile person. Sure. I think Danzig, it doesn't know how to do anything, but like you said, is just very like, it's like, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and you're doing this, and nobody says otherwise. Like, he kind of holds the position of power. So I don't think he understands logistics. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's I am curious if, like, anyone on set was just like, this is a bad idea, and he was just like, shut up, you're fired. Because, like, I can't imagine reading this script. If the way the dialogue is said in this movie is the way it was written down, I can't imagine anyone read this and was like, this is going to be great. Because, like, there
is a version of this that's, like, good. I think Rob Zombie's version of this would have been, like, at the very least a bit faster paced with more happening in it. Yeah. It would have just been nuts. Whereas this is just him literally, like, aping the exact style of these kinds of movies that came out. And it's like, there's a reason those movies were like that back then.
Well,
they didn't have a lot to work with.
Like, my biggest gripe is, like, it's clear that I don't think Danzig has had a real conversation with anybody in, like, 30 years. Because the way he wrote dialogue in this movie is so, like, weird and unrealistic, and, like, no one is, like, having a conversation. They're just saying lines at each other where, like, none of it makes sense in the story. It doesn't feel like anybody is actively a real character. They're just saying shit to further along the plot. And I was just like, this sucks. Danzig clearly has never had a conversation with a real person that isn't, like, business related, I don't think, in, like, at least 20 years. Because he just...
Maybe more.
It just doesn't come off like all the scenes when he shows up as Bad Bathory and he's talking to anybody, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It's so cringy.
Like, it almost feels like when, like,
he doesn't have even a Western accent.
No.
He's just fucking Glenn Danzig from New Jersey.
Like, he sort of tries to put on a twang and it doesn't work. But, like, it almost feels like he was like, I saw this in the fucking credits of a movie where they just let Seth Rogen improvise, and I'm just going to do that for a little bit. And then just does that and cuts it terribly in editing where, like, Devon Sawa will say something to him, and it'll cut to him, and there will be, like, 5 seconds of silence.
Yep.
And then he'll be like,
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. You hear that, kid? And then another, like, 7 seconds of silence, and he'll be like, all right, writer, we're on. And I was like, what is fucking going on? This is terrible. Like, to me, he's very unintimidating as Bad Bathory. Like, he really doesn't look like a dark, evil cowboy vampire. Like, he looks more like a pilgrim to me, just like a short little pilgrim. Yeah. Literally,
like, no. There's nothing scary about him. You know what I mean? Like, if you make this movie and you cast, like, literally anyone else, but, like, you know, I don't know, you cast Trent Reznor in this part, and suddenly you're like, oh, I'm a little intimidated by Bad Bathory. Like, sorry you have that awful name, Trent Reznor, in this hypothetical alternative movie, but, like, at least there's, you know, he has, like, oh, I'm a normal person who knows how to, like, lift weights and take care of themselves, and, you know, is not an aging mess of a human being, as opposed to Danzig, who's just like, hey, I'm a thumb with a hat, you know, like...
It's just like he's supposed to come across like a fucking real badass, and he does nothing in this movie. He is the least intimidating vampire in a room of the least intimidating vampires you've ever seen in a movie. Like, there's no stakes for Ryder in this, other than like towards the end,
There's literal stakes.
When like fair, when like Julian Sands is like supposed to be all powerful, and I'm like, fine, magic, whatever the fuck's happening here, I'll go with it. But it's like Eli Roth comes over as like the most fucking threatening in it, and it's just because he fucking like has goons that like trap this the fucking vampire that sold someone out, or whatever the fuck was going on, for just a reason to have some vampire be killed early on. But like Danzig shows up and he just like has a conversation with Julian Sands, has a conversation with Devon Sawa, and then there's a shootout and he just bails. And I was like, this does not make me want to see a fucking sequel where you're probably the main bad guy, because like you did nothing in this. You literally just were like there to deliver the worst dialogue, shoot a fucking cap gun a couple times, and then just disappeared with no explanation. And now you and this other fucking, I'm assuming, porn star you hired to be in this movie are just, I guess, going after Devon Sawa.
Oh, Kim Director? She's like not a porn star. She's like an actual actor. She's been in a few movies. Like, I've seen her in a few
Everyone he hires in these movies, I just assume, are like porn stars he knows. Cause
everybody else, I fully believe, is just, they're mostly porn actors.
Because he literally is just like, hey, get those big titties out. That's all the, like, every woman in his movies is just like, hey, I got big titties, look at these. And that's like their role in every movie. Especially like
Danzig is he's very pro booby.
I mean, look,
he loves Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh yeah, I guess she's in like a bunch of fucking legit movies. I don't know if, well, who? Oh yeah, I mean, I saw the only thing I have fucking on Letterboxd that I've watched at least was Summer of Sam, but I don't remember her being in it at all.
I guess somehow she has a connection to Spike Lee. She was in Inside Man. That's what I remember her from.
Yeah, she's in He Got Game, Bamboozled.
She must be a New York actor.
She Hate Me. Like, yeah, she's like a handful of Spike Lee stuff. And Split for some reason.
She Hate Me. She Hate Glenn. She don't hate Glenn, I guess.
Yeah, clearly not.
Spike Lee's Death Rider in the House of Vampires.
I'd watch that.
I want to interview her.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
I want to interview her so bad and just be like, what was it like going from like Spike Lee movies to Danzig?
Differences in directing style.
Yeah. Who was a better director?
She's like, and I quote, he is like to New Jersey as Spike Lee is to New York.
Yeah.
Also, one of the funniest things I saw in the credits was just the fact that C Camera had 5 operators, and I want to know why C Camera needed so much attention.
I like honestly would have bought the fucking Blu-ray of this if there was just a commentary track where just Danzig explains every fucking choice he made. Because like, it's just I need to know that, or just like a behind-the-scenes documentary of the making of this, because I need to see how this is fucking made, because it just baffles me to like no end that like how were these choices made on set, and how was anybody just like, this could be good, this is gonna turn out real well?
I don't think anyone thought it was gonna turn out real well. I think they all thought this is gonna be easy. Like, this is easy money. I don't have to put any fucking effort into.
I can't imagine like Devon Sawa or like Julian Sands or whoever got like paid well to do it. Like, there's no way there was like anyone thought they were going to make any sort of like back end money on this, and I'm sure they were paid probably like maybe SAG minimum. If this was even
they
SAG.
got paid like got paid a little bit to go hang out in a house for like 5 days while Danzig fumbled around with a camera.
It feels like
it really. I'd take that deal.
It really,
like, fuck it, why not?
It really feels like something where like Like, Danzig was probably, or like, doing casting and like went to Devon Sawa and was like, Julian Sands is in it, and he was like, oh, I've never worked with Julian Sands, I'll fucking do this movie. And then like,
Right.
it's just like, oh, this is bad. Hey, I mean
I got to read this quote from him, where he was like talking about the character or whatever, yada yada, and he goes, with directing, at least for me, you're involved in everything. People come to you with wardrobe, sets, casting, pre-production is insane. The director's got the hardest job. I just want to make sure I'm a real director and not like one of these Hollywood directors where somebody else will start the movie and then they take credit. What reality do you live in, dude?
it's so funny hearing that quote, and then you hear like Kevin Smith talk about directing, where he's like, I don't know, the fucking actors know these characters, so like, let them just like be the characters. And it's just like relatively hands off outside of like directing and editing and shit. Like, Danzig's like, no, every decision has to go through me. And it's like, yeah, we can see that. That's why this is garbage.
Yeah, I can't sign off on this one. It was it's just a total snooze fest, you know. It doesn't even like look cool enough to warrant like that kind of thing, because it's just so hilariously goofy and not good or entertaining.
If this was like 45 minutes where, say, like, Ryder shows up, confronts, gets confronted by whoever, and then there's like the shootout, and then like a fucking standoff with Julian Sands after like, maybe like a little like 10-minute like sort of exposition dump to explain like what's going on at the beginning, I think this could have been probably pretty fun. But it's too long for like clearly Danzig only had like 40 minutes worth of story that like he had to stretch out to an hour and a half to make it a real movie. And it just stick with making weird fucked up anthologies with like eyeball nipples and fucking giant spiders.
Or just don't.
Cuz like Veronica sucks, but it's like borderline like so bad it's good sucks, and this is just like boring and sucks.
Yeah. So Veronica has that on this.
It's just slightly like better made than Veronica, and that's the only thing it really has going for it. Is like this Veronica feels like somebody was just like, I don't know, I have $25,000, I'm gonna make a movie, and it just has that like sort of ineptitude of like somebody doing just some shit for the first time, where this like feels like somebody was like, all right, I'm gonna make a real movie, but I don't really have a fucking story, so we'll figure it out on set, or in editing we'll fucking figure it out and just have real long tracking shots for half the movie.
You can put this on like at a bar, because you don't need to know what the story is. It's a fine back. It's just that's good. You need to fall asleep, put this movie on. Put this movie on, turn the sound off, put on Coldplay, you'll be asleep in like 3 minutes.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It does sound awful.
Just wake up.
It sounds like eating ice cream topped with sauerkraut or something like that.
You just wake up in the middle of the night and fucking Danzig's on your screen, just this fucking cowboy hat, and
clocks is going off.
Yeah, that's bad. I assume Kit was this 4 stars from you?
Fuck no. I got 1 star for Danzig saying hell yeah twice.
Real bummer that you didn't buy this.
0 hell yes.
Blind buy this like you did Veronica.
God.
Like I said, if this would have had a commentary track, this would have been such an easy buy. Like, instead of just literally just being like a Blu-ray of just the movie and no extras.
It'd be great if it was just one of those that just starts. There's not even a menu.
It probably is, honestly. Like,
it needs a soundtrack.
You can put it in your PlayStation and play the music.
Outside of like that first song, I don't remember a single piece of music in this movie at all.
I don't either.
It's just like generic, Ennio Morricone knockoff stuff.
Well, like what? I mean, I guess I never listened to Black Aria 2, so I don't know if that sucks. But I really liked that first Black Aria album he did, and like, I feel like he could probably have a good ear for like composing if it wasn't just him writing shitty Danzig songs as like the music for movies.
I don't think I've messed around with that era of Danzig. I mean, I like enjoy the first four Danzigs. I haven't really explored much of his industrial era.
5 is not great, but there's like interesting ideas going on. And 6 for me is like half kind of good and half real bad. Like there's some songs on like Satan's Child that are pretty fun. Like that 13 song he wrote for Johnny Cash is on there. Which Johnny Cash does like infinitely better, but like it's not a bad Danzig song. But yeah, like I mostly cut out after 4. Like there's some stuff on that like Lost Songs box set thing he put out too that are obviously good because they're like mostly fucking pre-Danzig 5.
Right.
Everything after 6 though, hot garbage.
Not shocking.
I think I listened to half a song on the Elvis one and I was like, nope. No.
I listened to the whole thing. It's fucking terrible. It's like maybe the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
I wish I could have gone to see him play that live. That would have been so insane.
Like I think the easy target would be like something like Lulu, but I think even Lulu is enough of a risk that there's an interest factor into it. Whereas I just thought that was fucking. It didn't even it was badly recorded. Like it didn't even like have like a good recording to it. He just went to some shitty studio that he could afford or didn't feel like paying more than like $500 or whatever, and just recorded these terrible fucking covers.
That was like my takeaway is I was like, this just like outside of like it just sounding like bad Danzig, I was like, this just sounds like shit. It sounds badly recorded and like produced. We're like that album would be so fucking sick if it came out in like 93. When he could still sing.
Yeah.
If it was like came out around the time of like How the Gods Kill, I bet that shit would go so hard. God. I just like to pretend he fucking died after like 96.
You don't endorse the Paul's clone theory, you endorse the like Danzig clone theory. They just replaced him. It's just been Sigourney Weaver pretending to be Danzig all these years.
I mean, like, literally the only thing I could think of that I'm like, this is pretty fucking cool that he did is, like, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, that was great when he shows up for a minute.
I remember seeing that when it originally aired, and I was like, yeah, this just sounds like someone doing a bad Danzig impression. And then I was like, oh no, that's actually him. But I also, I feel like at that point I had, like, stopped really paying attention, and I was like, oh, his voice is gone. Yeah, it was bad. Nobody spent $3 like I did to watch this.
I did not. I had my methods.
I was just like, I had to watch it like at work last night, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking rent it so like I can not worry about fucking downloading a shitty copy and getting to work. I'm like, fuck. Like this is one of the few ones, because usually I'm like, it's free, go watch it if it's on like Tubi. This is one I would be like, no, just don't even bother if it's free. It's not. It doesn't have the like so bad it's good like charm of Veronica. It's just boring. Before we jump off Danzig, what's everybody's favorite Danzig album?
2.
Static Age. No, I don't know. It would probably be 2. I like 2. It's a toss up between 1 and 2. They're so ridiculous, but they're fun to listen to.
I'm a How the Gods Kill person.
So good.
That like I really like that, but like I think my first one I remember really listening to was that like Thrail Demon Sweat Live EP or whatever. That's like I really like that one. That's like got like a soft spot for me just because I think it was like my first actual Danzig album outside of like the Misfits.
Yeah.
But I would 100% pick Misfits despite everyone in that band being just a garbage person. Somehow Doyle is like I don't know, but they had 10,000 drummers. I'm assuming one of their drummers is probably like a good person, but Jerry Only, real piece of shit, and Glenn Danzig, real piece of shit. Doyle seems like maybe an okay person, but hates everybody that is a fan of his. Apparently.
Yeah.
He does so many like meet and greets and just bitches about them all the time, and I'm like, just stop doing it.
Then he wouldn't make any money.
Oh my god, I can't imagine spending money to meet
He
anybody in that band.
he would make all that money if he just started doing Christ the Conqueror again. Duh.
Oh man, I fucking forgot about that project.
Was that like his
Terrible.
industrial metal side project?
It's him and Jerry only, right? Just doing essentially
Yeah.
Christian fucking punk.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It's horrific.
I think it was like post Michael Graves
I think so.
Misfits. They started doing that, and then they were like, "This is not getting us any money. Let's just let Jerry only sing for the Misfits."
Like we're not gonna do conservative punk rock. We're gonna do Christian punk rock. Oh, it's not working either.
So funny that like even post Danzig, everybody in the Misfits was terrible because Michael Graves, real fucking piece of shit too. Just that whole band. What a blight.
Michael Graves is Death Rider in the House of Vampires.
God, now that's what should happen now is Michael Graves should be forced to make his own versions of Veronica and Death Rider. I will watch that, although it'd probably just be like all Proud Boys acting in it, so maybe I don't.
Featuring a guest appearance by Gavin McInnes.
Honestly,
Just a guest appearance.
how is Michael Graves maybe a worse human being than Danzig?
It's pretty. The bar is low with Danzig.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
Mike-
impressive that Graves. I mean, I just always think of the one I saw like your Instagram story or something, Kit, where you were just on Halloween, where it's just like it's the only day out of the year that you can listen to this album. After that, it goes away.
Vanishes.
I'm like, that is a very good way of listening to. It's Hollywood Monsters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like that album too, but man, do I acknowledge that guy fucking sucks. So
Famous Monsters or whatever.
or Famous Monsters.
Yeah.
Sorry, not.
I like those albums, and then he just turned out to be a real fucking shitty person, and I was just like, oh, can't really listen to these anymore. I think if you had taken the name Misfits off those albums, they probably would have been better received.
Probably.
All right, fuck Danzig, fuck this movie. I don't fucking all the news is bad. No more news. We've reached a point where we don't need news anymore.
Did you see that the Thing PlayStation 2 game is getting remastered?
Oh yeah. I'm so fucking hyped.
I like the remasters of Quake and Dark Forces that the studio did, so I'm interested because that game was not quite a hit, but there's a lot of potential in it that I think they could fix.
Yeah.
And that movie deserves at least a decent video game, I think.
Yeah, it seems like that should be such an easy thing to make a video game out of, especially like post Silent Hill kind of era. Like it seems like that should be a no-brainer on like making that good.
It was just kind of a not great Half-Life
Yeah, it checks out.
sort of vibe, and they had like a trust system that like didn't really work. So, because you could like give people guns and shit to make them trust you, like in the movie, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. But then like you'd have people just like not, be like, oh, you have to do like a blood test. You'd be like, oh, the blood tests in the game are hilarious because it looks like it just drains like a tomato can's worth of blood out of you. Like you would faint if it took that much blood out of you, and you could test them, and it's like, they're fine, they're not infected with the thing, and then you'll walk through a door and there's like a triggered transformation. So there's just things about it that are like stupid.
Just kidding. It was the Thing. Your blood test sucks. Okay.
I guess to be fair, like Alien seems like such an easy thing to make a fucking great game out of, and like I think they've gotten it right like once. The Alien vs. Predator game from the fucking playthrough I watched on YouTube looked pretty unfun. Outside of like getting to play as a xenomorph.
Fucking AVP 2 on the PC slaps.
I remember reading the strategy guides for those games, but never having a computer good enough to play them. And I was like, oh man, this looks so sick. And I know a lot of people were generally like, yeah, we would like these games to be great too, but they were fucking hard as hell.
Yeah, I like the very few times I've actually been like, I'm gonna watch somebody play video games. I've just like wanted to see what like the story was to like the Alien video game. So I watched like the fucking 8-hour playthroughs of like, you know, Alien Isolation and like the Alien versus Predator games and shit. And Isolation seems extremely sick, and everything else Alien franchise video games seem kind of bad.
Correct.
Sarah loves it. So
that game seems so fun, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I don't have fucking $600 to spend on a PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. I'll stick with my shitty preloaded fucking mini Sega Genesis.
Nice.
Play Echo the Dolphin and Street Fighter, and that's it. Alright, Kit, what'd you watch this week?
Nothing, I don't think.
Oh,
that's not true. I went and saw Bike Riders yesterday. Bike Riders was really good.
Is that? I've seen like 5 people talking about it this week, and I was like, I've never heard of this movie.
So it's Tom Hardy and Austin Butler doing insane Chicago accents. And they had started a motorcycle club in like the 60s, early 70s. And so it's just pretty like kind of standard, like, oh, hey, how they rose to prominence and oh, how the club fell apart kind of thing. But it was good. I liked it.
All right.
Tom Hardy's accent, A+.
Unsurprised Tom Hardy's doing a weird accent.
Austin Butler, too. I was so excited. I was like...
Is he still Elvis? He's still in character as Elvis?
Sadly not.
I genuinely don't think I've seen Austin Butler in anything except Yoga Hosers.
Oh my god, was he in that?
Yeah, that was like one of his first roles, I believe.
That's incredible.
I think it was Austin Butler. Somebody from
Elvis.
Dune was in that movie.
Javier Bardem?
Yeah, Austin Butler. Yeah, he's in it.
That's fucking wild.
I don't know if it was his first movie, but it's like pretty early on in his career, I believe.
He's come so far.
Yeah, it's like his 6th movie.
Oh wow, I guess he was a child actor, which I didn't realize. Done a bunch of Disney stuff.
So funny that he went for his like Yoga Hosers to like The Dead Don't Die and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and then Elvis. Wild. Dylan, what have you watched? Everything you've watched since the last time you were on here.
Yeah. Full rundown.
I wrote down some stuff.
Because I got nothing. I've only been watching
all right. Well,
Survivor.
You all can comment on what I watched. I'll give you the fodder. So like back in high school, a friend of mine used to buy me DVDs of movies that I would go see in the theater and hated. And I've never watched any of them since. So I was like, you know what? I'll just spend a weekend watching these movies that I think are bad and see what I think of them. And so I wound up watching State of Play, which is a horrible political thriller with Russell Crowe. It sucks. Traitor, which is a terrible political thriller with Don Cheadle that's super racist.
I feel like there was like that period where like mid-early 2000s were just like, they were just like, I don't know, generic political thriller, throw like whoever the hot fucking actor is at the time in here. And
I don't remember Don Cheadle being the hot actor.
No, but like Russell Crowe, like they had like Ben
yeah.
Affleck doing that shit for a while when he was blowing up. Like that seems like such just like an easy like, I don't know, find a fucking Michael Crichton movie or book and just fucking make it a movie.
Tom Clancy.
Yeah, Tom Clancy. Yeah.
James Patterson, all that nonsense.
And
Yeah, those were terrible.
Yeah.
One of the other movies was Envy. Have you ever seen Envy?
I don't think I've even heard
the Jack Black movie with the
it's like I can't believe I saw that movie in the theater because it failed so fucking hard critically and commercially. And like when I watched it again, it's not a good movie, but it is an interestingly terrible fucking movie because it's very hard to describe. It's kind of just an absurdist comedy where like people just continuously do insane and bizarre things, and there's a lot of weird people in it. Like the wives in it are Rachel Weisz and Amy Poehler, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's awful. It's interestingly awful.
It's always like really interesting to me when you see these sort of like bleak era for comedy
it's
movies
exactly
like this,
that.
where I'm like, this cast is so funny, and like how did you make a completely not funny movie?
Yeah, it's incredibly weird. The Time Machine, Guy Pearce, which is like, whatever. It's okay. It's silly. And then I think maybe the one that I came around the most on was, Kit will probably appreciate this, was Miami Vice, because I went to go see that with my dad.
Yeah.
And we were bored to death in that movie. And watching it again, I still don't know what the fuck that movie is about, really. But it is one of the most sharply shot movies I think I've ever seen. It was the most movie of all these movies. It looks incredible. It's such a gorgeous movie.
That was Michael.
That
Mann, right?
yeah, that 360 shot, like the shootout inside of the SUV, oh goddamn.
Yeah, it's such an odd and incomprehensible movie, which is ultimately just about drug dealing. But yeah, I liked looking at it. And then other stuff that I watched. Bloodsport, which fucking rules.
Banger.
Gorgo, Targets, Burial Ground.
Oh, Burial Ground's so good. It fucking makes no sense.
Oh my
so
god.
Weird.
The little dude playing the kid.
Yeah.
And the mom. Ooh. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Perfect Blue, Paprika. We watched the Neon Genesis remake movies. Dark Star, Escape from LA. Dark Star is actually really good.
Such an interesting first movie.
Fascinating movie. Hardware, Birdemic, Crash, the Cronenberg Crash.
That movie fucking rocks. It's so good.
It's the horniest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I think that might be my favorite Cronenberg.
Existence is definitely new favorite of mine.
Existence fucking rocks too.
I loved Existence. I thought it was incredible.
Really underappreciated, I think, Cronenberg movie.
Agreed.
Also pretty fun. Scanners 2. I enjoyed that movie. Terror Vision, Repo Man, Day of the Beast, Bound, Grizzly Man, the documentary, which is also one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking Herzog listening to that fucking tape is so insane.
Oh, it's nuts. And then I love the part where it's like, people think of nature as beauty and, serenity, but I believe it to be that of chaos and violence.
So Paul F. Tompkins does Werner Herzog on Comedy Bang Bang all the time, and he's always talking about how his entire goal in life is to defeat nature. It's so funny.
Yeah, I loved it. I also watched Grizzly 2, The Revenge
Revenge.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We get the most insane concert footage of all time.
Yeah, but that's the finished version of it, and all the new footage is fucking awful. It doesn't do anything to redeem the movie whatsoever. It's just funny to see George Clooney and Laura Dern be killed by a bear.
We did that for a bonus episode at some point, and I remember just being fucking baffled by the footage of whatever band is playing that's clearly in someone's living room or some shit that they're portraying as concert footage.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's awful. The Toxic Avenger, Spontaneous Combustion, Stage Fright.
Spontaneous Combustion fucking rocks.
I liked it. Very odd movie, but a good weird little vehicle for Brad Dourif. So one of these DVD places has to do that one. I think that should get a treatment.
Yeah,
a
that
good
would get
treatment.
That'd be a really fucking good Vinegar Syndrome release, I think.
Yeah, if you're listening, do that.
I don't know why that one's so. I'm guessing maybe there's just some weird rights issues, but it's impossible to find outside of
I watched
YouTube.
it. Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. Did I say Stage Fright? Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah, that one fucking rocks too.
We watched Sleepaway Camp yesterday. That movie is unhinged, but I did like it. Creature, Deathstalker, Sorceress. Finally saw Thief.
Deathstalker.
Oh man,
is so
Thief
good.
is so good.
Yeah, Thief is fucking great too.
Yeah, I just saw that. What's his name?
Kostansky.
Kostansky's doing the new Deathstalker. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
him and Slash somehow hooked up on making a comic for it that is now being turned into a movie.
And I saw they like hit their goal, so that's cool. I didn't get a chance to contribute to it. But
Yeah,
clearly they made it.
I contributed to both, but like I'm still waiting on the Psycho Goreman comics, let alone fucking Deathstalker. So there's at least 2 more years I'll be waiting on that.
We watched Talk to Me. I like that. Saloom, which was very odd. And Sarah made an incredible purchase through Target by acquiring the Super Mario Brothers movie on DVD. And when you do that one, drop me a line and we can talk about why that movie is pretty amazing.
Oh,
I'm so down.
Did you do an episode already?
We did as part of a bonus episode.
Okay. I think. Right. I'd be down to do a mainline episode, though.
100%. That movie's insane.
It's so insane. Way. But the production history of, which, obviously don't need to go into, but the production history of it is fascinating, and how they like assembled it, and mostly because Bob Hoskins was drunk during it is very funny.
There's like Umbrella Entertainment does these kind of like insane releases, like physical media releases, where like right now I'm waiting to see if someone in the US picks it up, because I don't want to spend $60 on shipping from Australia, but they're releasing like Caligula, like the ultimate cut, where there's like 8 different fucking cuts of Caligula, like comes with like a fucking original script and like a book of like essay, all this shit. But they did one for Super Mario Brothers that has a reprint of the original script in it, on top of like all of this fucking like behind the scenes footage, commentary, all this shit. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to spend like $170 on this, but I also kind of want to fucking see this.
It's pretty tempting.
Yeah, like that is one of those movies where I'm like, I know the eventual documentary of how it was made is going to be way more interesting than the movie, and the movie's already like insane and weird and interesting.
Yeah. And then in terms of current stuff, we did watch, I don't know if you talked about it at all recently, we did wind up watching Late Night with the Devil, and I really did not like it.
I think Kit might be the only one that watched it, and I think he was like, it's fine.
Yeah, basically.
The like AI stuff, like obviously is
so
bad.
Dumb.
It's so dumb. Like when you see what it is in the movie, it's so stupid. But I felt like it was just kind of a symptom of a larger problem. I thought the movie was just not good. Like I thought they actually did a pretty bad job with it. It broke its own rules too, which pissed me off. Like I really didn't like that. And I guess also from the I didn't really watch the trailers for it, but I guess from the marketing they were suggesting that like literally has a conversation with the devil, and like that doesn't happen in the movie. I don't know. I just thought it was dumb, and it just felt so fucking long too, and it was only 90 minutes, and it just like as it was going, I'm like, this is just not very good. I don't know. And I just thought the aesthetic was cheap, and it was just filters. They didn't film it on film. A lot of the CGI stuff looks horrendous. And like we were, and like I've watched a couple of the Astron 6 movies with Sarah, and she's not like super into them, but she's like, those guys know what they're doing, and they do that stuff way better. And like I definitely think that that's like a better representation of like a throwback thing. And I don't know, I was just kind of happy that people were saying that this reminded, on Reddit, where people were saying that this reminded them of something that they would have seen on Adult Swim. But I guarantee you, if this showed up on Adult Swim, like, in the 2000s, out of nowhere, with no explanation, it would have been more effective and like way better. This would have been fine as like, I don't know, maybe like a 60-minute short or part of like an anthology, or just like a weird thing you show in segments of just the live stuff. But I didn't like it. I thought it was bad.
I have a handful of people I follow on Letterboxd where I'll be like, if they give this a good rating, I know I'm gonna fucking hate it. And so like that was one of them where like originally I was interested because I like Dave Dastmalchian, and I was like, all right,
yeah,
like,
I do too.
I'm like down, and then like the AI shit came out, and I was like, that's kind of a bummer. And then like the people that I was seeing saying it was like one of the best movies, like horror movies of recent times, I was like, I don't need to watch this. I know this is gonna be bad, or like at least something I'm not going to enjoy.
The glowing reviews for it have been very baffling to me, because a lot of them are just like, the AI stuff is bad, but the rest of the movie's great, and I'm like, I disagree.
I'd be really surprised if like by this time next year anyone remembers it.
No, by the time
know?
it'll be like, by the time sort of like Fangoria or whoever does their like year rewards, like I think Fangoria is the one who does like the Chainsaw Awards or some shit. After that, I think give it a month after that, no one's gonna talk about it.
Yeah, be gone, erased from memory.
It'll be like how like I saw people being like, "Oh, the Exorcist Believer is actually really good," and I'm like, "You're full of shit. There's no way."
A podcast that Sarah listens to said that this was better than The Exorcist, and I was like,
yeah,
look,
I believe that.
What? I was like, Jesus.
I've seen David Gordon Green's Halloween movies. I do not need to see his Exorcist movie.
No, they were talking about like the first one.
Like Exorcist Believer or whatever. No, better than like the
Exorcist movie.
No, yeah, that's fucking insane.
Like I don't know. Maybe that movie's showing its age a little bit, but
I don't know. It honestly,
I watched it a couple months ago, and it's not.
I don't think it is, and I steadfast believe that is the better movie than this.
I can understand if it was like somebody who's like 20 and doesn't like, you know how like a lot of younger people take like they just don't vibe with old movies. Like I could see someone saying that. Anyone past the age of 30 that's like this is better than The Exorcist is out of their fucking mind.
Lunatic.
And then just to wrap up, like in terms of recent stuff that I've seen that I've enjoyed, Furiosa, Monkey Man, Love Lies Bleeding, and I watched Infested, which I liked a lot too. And I mentioned we watched the Chucky series. I watched The Curse, and now we're watching 6 Feet Under, which is not really a horror show, but it is about death. And there's quite a bit of
horror, and then as much as it makes me want to die, it's fucking so sad and bleak.
It is so sad, but it is really fucking good. It's not a shocker at all that guy would go on to do True Blood.
Are you completely caught up on Chucky?
Yeah, we're completely caught up on Chucky.
How does the last, I guess, 2 seasons, or how are they? Because I loved that first season, and it just never caught up with the last 2.
We thought that the first 2 seasons I feel like complement each other pretty nicely, and we liked both of them a lot. The 3rd season is kind of a stretch in what they do. Like it's pretty out there, but they do remain committed to like, pulling it off, which, I'm very pro. So I definitely like the first 2 seasons a bit more. The 3rd one is just like, this is out there. This is nuts. But
I'll say all I've seen from it is like the posters. It looks like Chucky's the president or some shit, and I was like, I'm in.
There's a weird. The way that it pans out is insane and ridiculous and makes no sense, really. But whatever. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching all of those movies and the show.
I am on the side that I think Bride and Seed of Chucky are like at least my favorite ones, so I'm probably on board with Chucky in like the most ludicrous scenario. So, I mean,
we loved Bride. I don't know how much Sarah liked Seed as much. I thought I was laughing.
It's so fun
uncontrollably during Seed, but I mean, 1, 2, Bride, and Seed, I think are all really good and they really like stick with and understand the concept of Chucky very well, which is not something you can say about a lot of the other prolonged franchises for slashers.
It's probably the most consistent like horror franchise.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot 100%. Of people would probably say Evil Dead, but I was real out on the last one.
Same.
So, but like I think they've pretty like even like Chucky or Child's Play 3, which I know is like probably a lot of people's least favorite. Like I think that one's totally fun and like
it's not bad. There's interesting things in it. It's just not as good as the rest.
Yeah, it's hard to follow up like 1 and 2, but then like the fact that like those movies at all like can hold up this many years later about like just the dumbest fucking premise is like pretty incredible.
Also, they're from New Jersey, so
somehow better representation than Danzig.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I said, pretty much we got started hitting some pretty decent seasons of Survivor, so we just kind of have been plugging along at that. Just so much left to go. They're like coming up on like season 50, and I'm like, oh my god, how do I have almost fucking 39 more seasons to watch of this fucking program.
Good God.
But we're coming up on a season that was in, like, I don't know, 2009 or 2010, where they thought it would be a good idea to have 4 tribes separated by race, and I was like, oh my god. I can't wait.
My fucking god.
I guess they were getting like a bunch of like the grief for like not being diverse enough, because it is generally a lot of white people.
That's their answer.
That was their answer. It's like,
well, what if we corrected this by having a race war?
I was reading sort of like, you know, like Wikipedia will have like a controversies fucking section, and I was like, I gotta see what's going on here. And that was one of them, and I was like, holy shit.
Did the group of white people separate it out in an effort to make it seem like they weren't racist, create the whites against racist group that only allows whites?
It, like, I don't even know. I can't remember because I haven't got to it yet, and I feel like there might not even be white people on it. I don't remember, but I was like, I'm fucking baffled that anyone thought this was a good idea. And
that's a hard fail.
I'm fully expecting
Incredible.
it to be one of those things where, like, by episode 3, they're just like, mix up the tribes. Because, like, they've had a couple seasons where it's been, like, men versus women, and they realize how bad of an idea it is, and, like, by, like, the 4th season, they're just like, we're gonna make new tribes that are evenly matched or whatever. So, that's what I'm expecting from that, but there's a lot of insane shit that has happened in that fucking show that I can't believe it's still going. But somehow no one's died, at least in the US one, which baffles me. I don't know how you get to almost 50 seasons and like somebody hasn't died on one of these islands. Alright, Kit, what do you want to shout out?
It's just still gonna be Elden Ring.
Sarah,
I can't think anything. It rocks.
Into it, man.
I beat Mesmer yesterday. I felt like a fucking king in New Jersey.
Does jar people still getting you?
Oh my god, I fucking hate them so much still.
Sarah sent me a plushie of a jar person that I will be required to get for her for some specific holiday or something like that.
Literally the only thing I know about that game now is that there's jar people. So
did you fight the one that she showed me that was cool? I don't remember the name of it. The like half scorpion, half centipede lady.
Ooh, I have not encountered that lady yet.
Oh, it's fucking nuts. It's crazy. I look at that and I'm like, ooh. Just the way a centipede curls up is very nasty, and so it's like it's this guy, it's From Software, so no monster or boss or creature looks normal. I always assume his like approach is like, well, here we have this boss and it's like the Scorpion King, but it's the torso of a female with butterfly wings, and you get the big claws and the stinger, and what do you think? And he goes like, nah, dish the claws. Put an entire centipede on the front of it. Not like not on the tail. The front of it is now a centipede. Like, what about the claws? Fuck the claws. It's a full centipede.
I mean, that sounds cool to me.
It is very cool. It's just a complete nightmare to look at. It's very neat.
Dylan, I say Dylan, what do you want to shout out?
I'm going to shout out Crypt Sermon and their new album, The Stygian Rose, because it fucking rules. I'm very happy they're back, and it's super good.
God, I forgot about that band.
Might be my favorite record of the year. It's up there. So yeah, big shout out to them. I fucking love it. Please play again. I would like to see you play again.
Yeah, I saw them at Death Fest one year, and they were really good.
Yeah, we saw them at Vitus one time, but we were not having a good day, so it was like not the best environment. So I would like to rectify that situation. So. Did you listen to that Uncle Acid record?
No, I don't think I've listened to the last 2 or 3, maybe.
Oh, the new one, they just basically recorded a soundtrack to a Giallo movie.
Yeah, that's really what I heard. I've been like real fucking deep in like podcasts and harsh noise, so I've legitimately probably not I think I've listened to one like non-noise album in the last like 2 months.
It's really good. I dug the shit out of it.
Yeah,
I like the new Sumac album a lot too.
I forgot they had a new album too.
I need to listen to that.
Shout out is the book Hunchback 88 by Christopher Norris. which I read and makes no sense, and I have no idea what it was about, but it was a vibe. It
That's all you need.
the most insane.
What was that? Sorry, go ahead.
I would say the most insane formatting for a book I've ever seen, where like some pages, as you read it, the ink just runs out, and so like by the time you get to the end, you can barely read it. There's pages where like there's an entire section where like the left page is like a little tiny spot of flowers, and then the right page is like 2 or 3 lines of dialogue, and you flip to the next page and it's a little bit more flowers and a little bit more dialogue, and you go like 30 pages until it just like overtakes the page. It's really weird. I don't know.
It's like House of Leaves. It's like weird.
That's
House
what
of
I think.
Shit.
Katie said something about House of Leaves, but I've not read that, so I have no idea.
Yeah, Sarah read it earlier this year.
But I don't know. It was really good, but I also could not tell you anything it was about because it's just fucking weird. Were you saying something as I was explaining that, Dylan? I forget.
I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not important.
All right. We have not picked anything yet. Kit and I'll pick something real stupid for when Katie's back.
Hell yeah.
See if Ashley Hayes has something going on.
Yeah, pick something worse than Monster Man.
Man, Katie would probably quit. So yeah, we'll figure something out. Honestly, I don't even know if Katie will be back for the next episode or not. I'm sure she's got a bunch of fucking time she's out this month, so we'll figure something
Multiple
out.
surprises.
Yeah.
Multiple surprises next episode.
This will most likely be a month of just like, hey, here's me and Kit talking about something stupid, or here's me and Katie talking about something stupid. Yeah, we'll do Jackass 3 next. Just go backwards in order.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah. All right. Dylan, you got anything you want to plug or anything like that?
No, I'm off the internet now.
Oh, yeah, fuck
I don't do anything anymore.
I'm
Smart.
so goddamn close. And we're like, all I have at this point is Instagram, and I'm like daily just like I should just delete this shit.
I mean, I'm not like I haven't cut the cord. Like I obviously still utilize the internet, but like in terms of doing any kind of like creative output or anything like that, like it's not. At some point, I will probably make a new website for posting pictures, but that's about it. I don't know. There's no real other aspirations to do that kind of stuff. So no, don't follow me on the internet. I'll just pop up here sporadically. And
what Dylan is saying is follow him in real life.
Yeah.
Trail him.
Here's my address.
Yeah.
Just put in a censor. I'm not actually going to say it.
I'll put Dylan's address in the show notes.
It's just the title of the episode.
All right. If you'd like to support us, you could join our Patreon at patreon.com/IBSufferPodcast. Katie and I did an episode on the movie Siege and then the movie Bit, which was real weird because those movies are vastly different.
Siege is a good movie, though.
Siege is so fucking good. Unsurprisingly, Katie was like mediocre on it.
Whatever.
I fully like that. She texted me within like the first like 10 minutes of that movie. And she was like, "I hate this," and I was like, "Just stick with it." The first 10 minutes are fucking brutal, but it becomes very different movie, and like there's a reason for those first 10 minutes or whatever. I think the next thing we're doing for Patreon is fucking what I assume is going to be like 3-hour episode on the Omen franchise.
Oh wow!
One day.
Yeah, so I've seen all of them except the new one, and Katie has only seen the new one. So I think whatever week Katie's back and Kid is, whatever our schedules line up, that'll be just what we're fucking talking about. Because
nice.
I am dying to talk about how shitty the remake is. That Kit and I
remember when that came out, and I just remember it like because I feel like there was another movie or there was some other like kind of devil possession whatever movies coming out at that time that were doing well and that had some minor hype, and then it just was like
I think the Amityville Horror remake came out the year before.
Oh yes, okay.
Because Omen came out on June 6th, 2006.
Yep.
Because of course it did. I went and saw it, and it is hot garbage. But I think
Wait, does David Thewlis play what's his name's role in it? I can't remember David Warner's role from the original one.
I could not tell you. All I remember is that it's Liev Schreiber and Julia. Why can't I think of her last name?
Oh, yeah, from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, or like the two fucking people in it. I was like, these.
Julia Stiles.
Yeah, like the least charismatic couple in a fucking movie.
It was David Warner in the original one.
Yeah.
R.I.P. David Warner.
I haven't watched it since it came out, and I don't want to, but I'm interested to see if I still stand by it being the worst horror remake.
I think it might be.
It's going to be in strong competition with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
You can leave us a rating and review on iTunes and Spotify and all that shit. Tell us if you think Danzig's a good director, so I can find you and block you on social media.
Don't tell us he's a smart person. We all know he's not.
That'll tell me all I need to know about you as a person if you think that's correct. Really think the fucking butterfly effect of him getting his ass beat by dude from Northside Kings really fucked us in the universe.
That video is amazing.
It's so funny.
Fuck you, asshole!
Just watching some dude that has spent so long just pretending he's the toughest guy on earth getting his shit rocked. So good. You can follow us on Instagram at I Suffer Podcast. You can follow Kit at Hidden Kitstery and Kitchification of Blood. Follow Katie at WerewolfFace. Join Katie's Patreon at patreon.com/werewolfface. You can listen to the podcast Nate K Movie Club. Dylan, you're welcome for finally getting to watch this movie.
Yeah, I suffered.
You can
I suffered for you.
You can mark it off, check it off your fucking watch list. Just,
I should. I as we close out, I'll just mention that I did go to high school with Glenn Danzig's nephew, and I should message him and be like, "This movie fucking sucks."
Hey, what the fuck's wrong with your uncle?
And also, what the fuck is wrong with your uncle?
All right, yeah. Thanks for coming back on, watching some fucking real dumb bullshit.
That's all right. I've been watching a lot of good shit.
Yeah, gotta. I mean, I feel like watching a bad Danzig movie, just like you're gonna watch it anyway at some point. Might as well do it for a fucking purpose, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like,
then you don't have to tell people that you went out of your way to do it.
Yeah, I 100%, if it wasn't for this podcast, would have never watched either of his movies, and I'm better off for it. They really enhanced my life, I'll say.
You'd have a much quieter state of being in your brain instead of thinking about like, wow, hell yeah.
Yeah, now that's just gonna fucking play in my head all the time. All right, I hope you have a cool name like Bad Bathory, but why? It's the one thing we really did discuss is how fucking sick every name in this movie is. It's so stupid. Every goddamn name is the worst.